welcome to Enter Capital's coverage of the video gaming merger and acquisition activity for the first 4 months of 2020. Normally, our firm presents these reports at various conferences throughout the year, but due to COVID-19, we have decided to share these detailed reports via Twitch and YouTube. We hope all of you are safe and doing well, and we look forward to get back to the normal business routine when it is safe to do so. As a quick intro, just in case if none of you guys have ever heard of Enter Capital, we are a San Francisco-based investment and merger and acquisition advisory firm that solely focuses on technology and digital entertainment. Our team members have executed dozens of transactions such as building and exiting M&A IPO companies with a value of over $3.5 billion US. Our partners include game industry veterans such as Ruben Cortez with over 20 years of experience in the online video gaming and entertainment industry. Another Enter Capital partner, Alex Krudiashov, co-founded Spheresoft in San Jose, which was later sold to Keyword Studios. After the sale, Alex joined Enter Capital as a partner, and Andrew Panamar and Elena Nosova, our CEO and chairwoman, facilitated the Spheresoft transaction as well as many others. Additionally, at Enter Capital, we have other experienced partners and professionals, and we have executed dozens of merger and acquisition transactions. For more information, please see our website. Now let's start by looking at this year's compared to 2019 when taking into account the COVID-19 situation. We saw a slight decline in deal count by around 20%, and this is evidently due to the M&A process taking of at least a minimum of 6 months to complete, and all of these transactions were within the final closing stage. We went on to collect data on 45 deals closed during the first 4 months of 2020, and we compared the findings to the first 4 months of 2019, which had 58 deals that were closed. There were 12 deals that were closed, which amounted to $2.031 billion in comparison to 2019 that amounted to $2.045 billion on 12 deals in the first 4 months. However, despite the lower count in total deals and total value, valuations were strong. We even saw higher multiples in 2020. For example, in 2020, the highest multiple was the acquisition of Funcom by Tencent for 16.8 times EBITDA or 7.9 times revenue. Through the first 4 months, the highest multiple of 2019 was Paddy Power Betfair's acquisition of Ajarbet for $125 million in February of 2019 at 12.2 times EBITDA or 3.9 times revenue. The largest deal so far was the acquisition of Jagex, acquired by Macarthur Fortune holding for up to $530 million in 2020. And the company is known for their major hit RuneScape, and very just recently, they just launched the old school RuneScape. The second largest deal in 2020 so far was the acquisition of Saber Interactive for up to $525 million, and the company has built amazing titles, including World War Z, which I actually got to play firsthand, and it's fantastic, and I will show you a little sneak preview of that gameplay here in a little bit. And the third largest acquisition in 2020 was Storm 8, which was acquired by Stillfront Group, and this transaction amounted up to $300 million in total payout. The company is a mobile game developer which has made many successful free-to-play games such as Property Brothers Home Design after the hit show Property Brothers on HGTV. Macarthur Fortune acquired Jagex through their Platinum Fund, which has a specific focus on acquiring video game companies and further building them out through add-on acquisitions. Jagex is a British video game developer and publisher that was founded in 2001 by Andrew and Paul Gower, who both set out to produce top-quality Java games for web pages. One of their greatest successes is RuneScape, which is a medieval fantasy realm massively multiplayer online role-playing game, or MMORPG, which dropped back in 2001, and in particular in which RuneScape, one of their many successful titles, has created more than $1 billion of revenue alone. Prior to their acquisition, they were invested by US and Chinese venture capital firms such as Insight Venture Partners and Hong2. Jagex now has more than 400 employees primarily in the UK and in the US, and is a nice addition to Macarthur Fortune's portfolio of gaming companies. Tencent continues to build to their strategy of adding gaming companies to their portfolio with the acquisition of Funcom for $148 million. This transaction had the highest multiple in April, which was 7.9 times revenue or 16.8 times EBITDA. Funcom is a Norwegian video game developer and publisher that was founded in 1993 by Erik Glowersen, Andre Bakken, Gwarte Godager, and Olav Morkid. Their studio focuses mainly on PC games, but they have released games on all platforms. Funcom is well known for their many successful titles, but their studio is widely praised for their quality and work for their Conan the Barbarian series. In particular, the Conan Exiles, their most successful title, saved Funcom from the brink of bankruptcy. In fact, not only did the game cover its production costs, but it also met the company's sales projections for the year in just 1 month. The title sold over 3,200,000 copies in the first week and over 1.4 million sold today. Prior to the acquisition, Tencent had 29% minority stake in Funcom, which was the largest shareholder at the time, and later decided to fully purchase the company in January of 2020. Funcom now has more than 150 employees in Norway, the Netherlands, and in the US, and will add to Tencent's gaming portfolio. The Embracer Group, aka THQ, continues their plan to acquire game studios by its acquisition of Saber Interactive for up to $525 million, valued at 5 times revenue or 8.5 times their EBIT. Saber Interactive is an American video game developer and publisher that was founded in 2001 by Andre Jones and Matthew Karch. Saber Interactive has developed and uses their own proprietary gaming engines such as Saber 3D and Swarm, which has been used on all of their successful titles, such as the recent sensation World War Z. World War Z is based on a popular movie starring Brad Pitt and is a third-person shooter where players can team up to fight zombies in major cities across the world, such as New York and Jerusalem, among many others. The title has sold nearly 2 million copies in the first month and over 3 million total today. Saber Interactive now has more than 600 employees within the US, Spain, Russia, Belarus, Sweden, Portugal, and will add diversity to THQ's portfolio of gaming companies. And now I'm actually going to show you a quick preview of the gameplay footage of World War Z that I got to play. And as you can see, the quite detail of the artwork that Saber Interactive did, it's absolutely fantastic. So we're actually going to start this off. When you start off this game, there's 2 ways that you can do it. You can join up with other players around the world, or you can play privately. For this case purposes, and for me instructing this, I decided to play privately by myself. And for this particular mission, I chose Descent. And for this particular mission, we are dropped into Midtown Manhattan, where the whole city's population of New York City has become infected by the zombie virus. And the narrative of this mission is that the United States Army has come up with a plan to bait and trap the zombies in the Bronx, where they plan on eliminating them all at once. We play as Arnetta Larkin, alongside with many companions such as Tashawn Burnell, Angel Flores, and Bunko Tatsumi. And one quick thing when I add to this, I thought it was super funny. We're currently barricaded at top of a rooftop, and you know, instead of removing the instead of, you know, putting up the barricades, we're removing it. I thought that was quite funny.
You hear me? Hey, what's up? I don't see you guys on the roof. We're going for it. Trying the subway to Inwood. Over.
Yeah, really?
And right here, I got quickly taken down. Thankfully, my companion saved me. But just look at the artwork and detail that they did in this game. It's just absolutely fantastic. And not only does the artwork look really good, but while you play this game, it feels incredibly smooth, which not every game has the ability to do so. So in this particular mission, I'm playing Arnetta Larkin, but we were given the objective to escape this Midtown Mall and evacuate the city through the subway tunnels. And I'm just going to kind of skip through this all the way to, I believe, here. Correct. And so one thing that is really amazing that Saber Interactive did with this game, I'm going to fast forward it here. I'm just going to let the gameplay speak for itself right here, guys. So Saber Interactive did a fantastic job in this game. This is actually one of the only games to this date that is able to have thousands of zombies within a single action shot
There's no way
and be graphically, visually amazing to the eye. Most games there'll be drops in frames, and then also there will be visual glitches. They did a fantastic job on this game. And then to kind of add to that, to touch on that, I had so much fun playing this game, but I gotta get back to the task at hand. So let's look at the most active acquired in the market from January to April of 2020. Stillfront Group, Miniclip, Scopely, Phoenix Games, all completed 2 transactions to start off the year. The beginning of 2020 has seen a high number of acquirers completing just 1 transaction. For example, the Embracer Group, Macarthur Fortune only completed 1 transaction each. However, they made the 2 largest deals, as I mentioned earlier, that amounted to $1 billion in total payout. We see here game studios and publishers, which include acquisitions of IP rights, accounted for a large portion of deals in the first 4 months, just over 37%. Looking at the breakdown in Europe and North America, you can see there's a slight more balance in the transactions where Europe was heavily focused on game studios. It was 44% of the total. One example is the Jagex acquisition of Macarthur Holdings, which we had covered earlier. Gaming technology saw 2 less deals through the first 4 months in 2020 than in 2019, and many of those gaming technology acquisitions are centered around augmented reality and virtual reality companies. Esports trend from 2019 kept pace. In 2019, there were 17 transactions, and to start 2020, there has been 5 transactions. For example, we saw the transaction of Beat Gaming by YDX Innovation. Beat is a Canadian company that organizes events and tournaments. Global transaction is one space where the deal count in fact grew from 2019, and in 2020 saw 3 more transactions through the first 4 months. It is also one of the largest transactions so far, which is Storm8 being acquired by Stillfront Group for $300 million. Together, Europe and North America account for just over 93% of all gaming-related transactions in 2020, and that is considerably higher than 2019's first 4 months across 58 transactions. In Europe and North America accounted for 81%. And as we can see, at the beginning of the year was quite healthy in terms of closing 45 M&A deals, but it's worth noting that this is slightly down from 2019's 58. And as staggering as this may seem, the total value and total deals valued is really only down 14 million. April saw a slight dip in deals closed due to deals starting long before COVID-19, as I touched on earlier. And as we will see into the future, deals will continue to be closing. We may see a slight drop in M&A activity in the later months due to the standard procedure of within the due diligence stage, as investors require on-site visits to make sure everything is in order. Unless buyers figure out a way to perform the due diligence process 100% remotely, M&A activity within the upcoming months could potentially drop significantly. However, despite these challenges, the industry will adapt to this shift in procedures and will soon be closing deals rapidly again. Enter Capital is happy to announce that these statistics within the next few weeks, we as a firm will add to it, as we have a deal of our own that will be closing at the end of June. And as we close this presentation, I would like to say thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of M&A activity within the gaming industry. Enter Capital will continue tracking deal activity and will continue to report this as the year progresses quarterly. Given the ongoing COVID crisis, if you need a quick Zoom call regarding M&A strategy free of charge, or an exchange of donating to any charity supporting medical workers during these crazy times, please send me or Andrew Ponemar, our CEO, a note at mitchell@entercapital.com and Andrew at entercapital.com. Thank you so much, everyone, and please stay safe.